Hey y'all, somewhere between fate and Wi Fi signals, we got one mic with one mission to make sense of the mess. It's nice along here, and it's just me and the universe, baby. The universe speaks, and so do I. So let's get started. Now, today is Valentine's Day, and you either got your boo, your bae, your ex, your situationship, your something something on the side, or you ain't got nothing at all. And hey, hold on. Hold on. That is okay. Because, baby, you just perfect the way you is. Don't you even worry about it. The universe got somebody for you. But right now, we going to talk about this whole messed up dating world we got going on, because what the hell is really going on in the dating world in 2025? When did we all agree? First of all, let's start here. When did we all agree that talking is a relationship stage? Like, who signed that contract? What is talking anyway? Where did this idea of talking come from instead of starting with getting? Look, this is where I come from. This is where my parents was raised, their grandparents were raised, and this is what I was taught. And this is what I thought was going to happen. You watch all these, fairy tale romantic comedy movies, all these romance movies where they do this little meet cute, and then they start to get to know each other. They become friends, they start dating, they become boyfriend girlfriend, they get married, they have kids, the whole 9 yards. It is this straightforward structure of going from getting to know somebody to being in a full-blown relationship with them. It's a very easy step-by-step process. And so, like I said in the beginning, it started with you get to know each other, you become friends, you start dating, you start exclusively dating, and then you get the whole shebang. You're in a relationship, and then you go from there. But what is happening now is we've meshed in getting to know each other, being friends, and dating into this talking stage. But here's the thing, the interesting part is that people don't necessarily consider this dating. However, when I talk to a few people about what talking means, it's, oh, well, if we talking, then you're not talking to anybody else. Oh, so you're dating. No, we're not dating. We're not boyfriend, girlfriend. Dating is not boyfriend, girlfriend. Dating is y'all are going on dates. Y'all frequently see each other. Y'all are interested in each other romantically. And the goal there is to become boyfriend and girlfriend, eventually get into a relationship. But I never understood talking, because, baby, what the hell is talking? I might as well be a 65-year-old woman in a 24-year-old body, because what the hell is talking? I talk to my mama. I talk to my dog. I talk to my teachers. I talk to my coworkers. What the hell are you talking about some talking for? I talk to everybody named mama. What the hell are you talking about? And I guess, yes, get with the times. Things change. Things evolve. But I am choosing to step away from that, because, baby, if we don't have a conversation about it, it's not happening. I'm not going to read your mind, and I don't expect you to read mine. Because if you don't want me to sit here and go on dates with other people, baby, you need to go ahead and tell me that. I can't read your mind. I can't, if it's not talked about, if it's not agreed upon, then what do you think is going to happen? I don't understand. And one of the crazy parts about it is people don't have a conversation about certain things, but expect those certain things to happen just because they are, quote unquote, the current social norm. And what I mean by that is, again, if you're talking to someone, they're not talking to anybody else. Excuse me? And first of all, there are some people out there, baby, you just got my number yesterday, and you think that I'm about to cut everybody else off just because we text maybe 2 or 3 times a day? But what is the real standard? Where do your standards lie? You are going to, you expect me to walk away from every other connection when you haven't even asked me on a proper date yet? When I barely just learned your name less than 48 hours ago, you're trying to take control of my time and my energy and my peace when you don't even contribute to any of that? Excuse me? What? Where do people get the audacity to think that, just because you meet somebody one day, y'all are now dedicated to each other and that's it? You got to walk away from every other connection. Now, if y'all are grown, I don't think there's any kids listening to this podcast, and if it is, go ahead, turn this off and give your phone to your mama, because this ain't for you. You understand what I'm saying? Now, y'all are grown, so do whatever you want to do. This is just my take on it. But in my mind, there are certain steps that need to be taken before I even decide that I want to exclusively get to know you. Because really, to each his own, right? So this is my personal experience. If we go through those same steps that we talked about earlier, from getting to know each other to being friends, then we go from dating to exclusively dating, then being in a relationship. Again, every single one of those elements, it takes a conversation. Like, baby, we are going to start off friends whether you like it or not. Baby, you's the homie. I've known you less than 24 hours. You are the homie. We are friends right now. Obviously, it's definitely a little more than that. There is an initial interest there. However, I'm not going to let myself live in la la land to think that, oh, this is Prince Charming. You have the potential. However, I am not going to assign you any potential. I'm going to let you live up to your own. I am going to let you set your own expectations and then live up to that. And again, every single one of these pieces takes a conversation. You have to step out of this, maybe a fear of commitment, a fear of heartbreak, a fear of what may go wrong, a fear of, oh, well, I don't even want to mention anything because, this is that and the third, or whatever. No, baby, have a conversation, because you need to be clear. Be clear on expectations. Okay? Because with expectations are agreements. Expectations are when you make an agreement with each other that something is going to happen in order for something else to happen. You understand what I'm saying? Set those expectations. Be very clear on what you want, what you need. Because there's a difference between want and need, baby. I want me a 6'5" chocolate Nubian king. Do you understand what I'm saying? But what I need is someone who sees me. Someone who truly cares about me, about my life, about what I've been through and what has brought me up to this point to bring me into the space of who I am today. They're curious about it. They genuinely see something that they can connect to within me. Again, there's a difference between a want and a need, and sometimes your needs don't look like those wants. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, I've had some experiences where people I never expected have met my needs, but they don't necessarily meet the expectations of what I want. And that's okay. That's okay. Because not everything about the physical. You understand what I'm saying? Because in my mind, the want is the physical piece. But the need caters to the inner soul. The emotional need. What feeds your soul, what feeds your mind, what feeds your heart. Right? Because your body, let me tell you something. Your body will reject somebody when your heart, your mind, your soul knows they're not for you. Because I'll tell you, in one of my very first serious relationship, which was about 2 years in length, and this was like maybe three or 4 years ago, and 2 years in length, baby, I look like death. I'm not kidding. I am not kidding. My skin was so pale. My eyes were sunken into my head. I had really bad breakouts. My skin was not healing. I would get sick often. First of all, I would get sick every time I saw them. And I couldn't understand why. And yet I was forcing myself to be with this person because I thought this was it. Right? I thought this was the best I get. This was the best I deserve. Baby, grow out of that. Listen to your heart, your mind, your body, and your soul, because it will tell you something before your body, your heart, your mind, your soul will tell you something before you even recognize it. Okay? So listen to that. Listen to what the universe is trying to communicate to you through different signs, okay? And let me tell you something. Let me tell you a really, really funny story. Do you understand what I'm saying? This is the craziest. Oh, let me take a breath. Whew. This is the craziest sign I have ever received from the universe, okay? Quite literally ripped somebody out of my life when I asked for a sign, all right? So a lot of y'all may not know I am bisexual, and if that's news to you, then clearly you don't know me. You understand what I'm saying? I'm very open. I don't hide nothing. So open book over here. So all you gotta do is flip the page. Hello. So I was, getting to know this girl again, like very different expectations. She was, how do I explain this that'll make sense? So this young woman, she's beautiful. I felt an instant physical connection, right? I knew that she was very attractive, and then, getting to know her, she was funny, she was witty, she asked the right questions, we had really great conversations, we seemed to be on the same wavelength. There are some discrepancies in what we wanted out of life, but that was okay. Nothing's perfect, so I was willing to work through that. And so I started in the frame of mind where we were getting to know each other. We were friends, but she she jumped way past that and went into dating. Okay, after our first date, in her mind, we were girlfriend and girlfriend. Okay, like we were inseparable. It was me and her forever till the end of time, baby. And I was like, oh, okay. Okay. And I did not have a conversation about it. I knew that she was in a different place than I was. And that's my own fault. I take full responsibility for that because that's not on her. If I knew that we were not on the same page in this book, then I should have called it out and said, hey, hold on. You on page 135 when I'm on page 35. Okay, let's back it up a little bit. So I should have called that out, but I knew something was off. And so I'm thinking to myself, okay, well, am I moving too slow? Mind you, this was like a month. We're about a month in. So I'm thinking, am I moving too slow? Is she moving too fast? Like what, And so I bowed my head. I said, universe, you may call it Allah, God, whatever, whoever you pray to. I bow my head. I say, universe, I need you to give me a sign. Is this the woman for me? Should I continue this relationship or should I let it go? And should I continue this relationship, this conversation will need to be had and we will need to get back on the same page. Right? So y'all, guess what? Not a couple days later, she disappears off the face of the earth. I'm like, oh my God, like whoa. I didn't ask for this. Like, hold on. Is she okay? Like, what's going on? I'm texting her friends, because we all hung out a lot. So I'm texting her friends. I'm saying, where's she at? Do you know anything? It says it's on the 3rd. And then my phone starts ringing. I look at the number, don't recognize it, don't answer. Then it rings again. Look at it, don't answer. Let it go. One of her friends texts me on Instagram saying, answer the phone. I'm like, oh, how? I'm like, what you know that I don't? Okay. Phone rings again. Boom, answer the phone. Hello? This is a collect call from blah, blah, blah. I said, oh my Lord, have mercy in heaven. My goodness. I asked the universe for a sign. Should I be with this woman? And the universe said no and put her in prison. Do you understand what I'm saying? Do you understand what I am saying to you? I asked the universe for a sign. Should this woman be in my life? Should I continue this, whatever this is? And the universe said no, plucked her out of my life and put her in a prison where I could not reach her and she could not reach me unless it was through a phone call. All right. So I just want to say, ask the universe for a sign, listen to your heart, mind, body, and your soul, and listen to the universe when those signs are presented to you. Okay. Don't fight, because you're just going to make it worse on yourself. Okay. Now, y'all, while we on the topic, there are some expectations and agreements that are brand new or that have come out and come up in these last couple years, this last decade, that I simply do not understand. And I'm choosing not to understand it because it don't make sense. It don't make sense. Okay? And I don't understand it and I can't get behind it. Since when did men demand to be courted? Since when do men want the same treatment that has traditionally been given by men to women? Like, do y'all want flowers on the first date? Y'all want a spa day on the first date? Y'all want us to pamper y'all? I understand. Look. But before you start yelling at your phone, before you start yelling at the computer, the TV, whatever you're listening on, back up. Hold on. Because there are some traditional standards of dating that I feel should not change. For example, if a man is interested in a woman, the new practice is y'all start yelling at people from across the street, or you grab a woman's arm in order to talk to them. Who the hell do you think you are? First of all, touching me, you don't know me. I don't know you. You could have cooties. Matter of fact, give me a wet wipe because ew. All right? And first of all, you talking about some, hey, ma. Hey, yo, shorty. You all the way across the street, baby. You think I'm gonna turn around to a cat call? You think the love of my life would come after me in that type of savage way? The savagery? Girl, please. Boy, please. Girl, please. Boy, please. Back it up and try again. You beeping at somebody driving past them and think they gonna what the am I a hooker? Am I a night walker? You beeping at me like I'm just some piece of meat on the street that you can pick up and have your way with? Because that's how it feels. That may not be what you think it is, but baby, communication is how it's received. It's not necessarily what you think you're communicating. It is how it is received by who you are trying to communicate with. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I appreciate, you do that extra mile. I do appreciate when I pass by a man and he turn around and he do a little quick brisk walk, a little light jog to catch back up to me and say, oh, excuse me, miss, excuse me, miss, excuse me, ma'am. Can I talk to you for a second? It is an entirely different, you will get an entirely different reaction when you approach women as if they are people. Right? Because not as if we are people, we are persons. Okay? So treat us as such, because you will get an entirely different reaction if you actually take the steps to get our attention in a respectful manner. I understand you a football field length away and you trying to get somebody's attention. Oh, too bad. I mean, this is for me. This may be different for everybody else. You may have bagged your girlfriend of 5 years by yelling at her from across the football field. And I'm happy for you. I'm very happy for you. But for me, that don't work. Okay? And I know I'm not the only one. But I'm just letting you know now. It requires a different approach. Okay? And so these traditional dating practices, I kind of need to stay the same, I think. And now the next one, this new standard is like I just don't understand this. So how I was raised is that if a man is interested in you, one, they come up to the door, knock on the door, ring the doorbell, bring you, bring you maybe some flowers or a small gift or whatever, and they come get you at your door to bring you to their car, and they open their car door for you, and you go on your merry way, right? Now, this has appropriately changed, I think, because for me, when I go on first dates and I allow people to come pick me up versus me going to meet them, that is also my choice. Because there are some instances where I'm like, hold on, because I don't want you to know where I live, so I'm going to just go ahead and meet you there. That's fine. That's fine. And there are instances where I'm like, oh, you can come in. You can come to my residence and pick me up. But you're not going to come to my front door. Because I live in an apartment complex, right? So you're not going to come all the way to my front door. I will meet you down at the gate. Okay? So it's definitely to each his own, personal choice, whatever. Take all of what I'm saying with a grain of salt. However, I still do appreciate when I'm walking to the car, you get out. Boy, you better get out the car and open up this car door for me. As a woman, you should never touch a door handle. You should never touch a door handle. I will pour concrete on my feet on that topic, okay? Because it's not an argument. It's a requirement. It's bare minimum. And let's talk about the bare minimum piece. Y'all, I see a lot of women and men brag about, oh, I get a good morning text every morning, or I have, or things like that. And baby, that's bare minimum. Somebody speaking to you once a day is bare minimum. Somebody making an effort to speak to you when they are the ones who are interested in you in the first place, that is bare minimum. Are they going the extra mile? If y'all are long distance, are they making you feel appreciated, and are they communicating that they are still interested in you? Like, I remember I was dating this young woman, and we were it was over the summer, and I was visiting my mother for a really long time. And we were about maybe a state and a half away from each other. This young woman would get me lunch once a week. Once a week. It was the sweetest thing. And I would get her flowers delivered. Like, it was a mutual agreement that we were both interested in each other. And so we should both pursue each other, right? And it's a balance. It is a balance. Right? Because I understand that men deserve to be treated a certain way by the person who claims to be interested in them. Right? But it is also a two-way street, because men, if you're doing all the work and they are just taking, reevaluate. Because and that does not mean that the other person has to be given all too. Like, everything has to be 50-50. Because again, this 50-50 rule, baby, sometimes somebody's going to bring 10%, the other person going to bring 90%. That's how relationship works. You balance each other out. You support each other when support is needed. You understand what I'm saying? However, still, like, it should be, especially in those beginning stages, like, there should be a clear distinction between when y'all first started getting to know each other and y'all were at that friends level to where y'all are now in this dating stage. Then you move up to exclusivity. Like, there should be clear differences within those stages, and there should be a clear understanding of how y'all are interested in each other and how that is communicated. Right? Because it's different for everybody. So again, it takes a fucking conversation. Ask someone what their love language is. Or if you don't want to flat out ask them that question, because that, frankly, is a little bit of just a copy and paste kind of question. Ask questions around that, and you build a conversation around that so you can really understand somebody's mind and how they work and why they do the things that they do, and it'll give you context and background as to what their love language might be. And experiment. Like, there's so many love languages besides just the bare basics that everybody knows about, like physical touch and gift giving and those kinds of things. There's so much more than that. So what I really hope you do is create a really strong foundational friendship, or a foundation of getting to know each other where those kinds of conversations are easily had, And then there's an action that follows that, right? You start learning stuff about somebody, do the small things that tell them you were listening, right? And then ease up in. That's how you ease into every stage, and then have a conversation about what that means and what that looks like, right? And the last thing, y'all, what the hell is with like all this playing hard to get? I'll tell you one thing, baby. If I don't like you in that way, I'm gonna tell you. You know what? This has been really fun, and it's been really fun to get to know you. But I just see a friendship between us. I don't know if I see, a potential romantic relationship between us, and I still would like to, have a friendship with you. Whatever the case may be, just be honest with people. Stop wasting people's time. Baby, it's 2025. Everybody got bills to pay. People have responsibilities. Like, and they're taking the time out their day, out of their energy, out of their extremely 1,000 thing long to-do list in order to incorporate you into their lives. Like, take the time to just be honest with people. Like, I'd rather you, like, for example, I'd rather you hurt my feelings and tell me after the first date that, you're not really interested. But rather than, go on a month or two and, drag somebody along and they're wondering why you're treating them a certain way, but saying something else. You know what I'm saying? Like, just be flat out honest with people. Like, I just don't understand where all the ins and outs and the loops that people have to jump through in order to get a real answer. Hurt somebody's feelings. Okay? It's okay. Save them the heartache in the future. That's all I can say. Now, the last piece, right? This saving people the heartache. We just talked about being honest. We talked about being forthright. We talked about being transparent. All the synonyms for being honest. And in the last 5 years, decade, what I have seen is a real uptick in cheating. A direct contradiction to all the synonyms of honesty we just talked about. Right? Like, there is, for me in my head, what I've seen is that there's 2 types of cheating. There's emotional cheating and there is physical cheating. Now, I thought about a question to ask of which one hurts more, but honestly, both of them will rip your heart out of your chest and just stomp it to the ground till there's nothing left. Like, there is everybody knows somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody who's been cheated on, who's been broken down by that experience, or we've been cheated on ourselves. I've been cheated on, right? The great Nani Ceylon has been cheated on, unfortunately. But y'all, that ain't about me. That ain't about me, because baby, I'll tell you right now, I'm better off. Okay? Hindsight is 2020. Obviously, and anyone who goes through the experience, it is grueling, it is heartbreaking, it is gut-wrenching, and it just seems like, that tunnel, just, there is no light at the end of the tunnel. But I promise there is. I promise. You're going to come out that tunnel glowing and showing, baby. I promise you. But let's talk about the difference between emotional and physical cheating. Because I feel like everybody has experienced one or the other or both. So physical cheating, you actually stepping out. You in somebody else's face. You doing some physical stuff that you should not be doing. All right? And now emotional cheating. You're forming a connection with somebody else. You have formed an emotional bond with somebody else. You feel more comfortable going to them and telling them certain things and laughing and giggling and smiling and crying and doing all this extra stuff with them versus the person that you are with. Now, the baseline of both of those definitions is you are at least this is my personal definition. For me, cheating is doing something that you wouldn't want your partner to know about. Cheating is deliberately hiding what you have done for fear of their reaction to you doing it. right? So basically, like the physical part is I slipped up, literally. And then the second one is, I have this emotional connection to somebody else, but I'm still with you, right? And the really, 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 really interesting part is that women tend to emotionally check out before they leave, and they will form an emotional connection with somebody else before they end up physically leaving their partner. That is what I have seen. And I just think that is so interesting. But here's the thing with women, that, mind you, when I say women, I'm not talking about every single woman in the entire world, because it's different for everybody. Not all women, not all men act the same way. So take everything what I'm saying with a grain of salt. Don't think I'm classifying or putting everybody into one little bubble or one little universe. Baby, we are in our we are all in our own let me say this again. We are all in our own universes, but we are experiencing all of it together. Right? We are spiritual beings having a human experience. We're all in our own universes experiencing it together. Okay? So, with that being said, again, I just think it's hilarious that some women, majority of women, minority, whatever, will, fight for their relationship for as long as they possibly can. And then when they see that is pointless, when they see that nothing is changing, they will step out, quote unquote, step out emotionally, form a connection or a bond with someone else, either intentionally or accidentally, and then wait until their counterpart kind of also steps out, and then they just part ways. Right? That is so, but it's sad. Right? But it's exhausting. It is also exhausting, like, to sit there and have to fight for your relationship or fight for whatever you're pursuing, and the other person just kind of take a back seat to it, give you all these false promises, these sweet nothings. And that's why women check out emotionally before they leave. Now, men, baby, I don't know who y'all think y'all is. I don't know who y'all think y'all is. We just talked about y'all thinking y'all the prize. Baby, I don't know about I don't know about all that. I don't know about all that. But men will physically cheat. Men will physically cheat. Like, straight up off the bat. I don't think it is probably possible, and it probably has happened, but I have never heard of or seen a man emotionally cheat and not physically cheat. The physical cheating usually comes first, and then maybe they emotionally cheat, right? But men are definitely physical cheaters, and I don't have anything else to say about that. That's just been my experience. That is my truth, and if you don't like it, then you have your own, and that's okay. You have your own truth. That's okay. That's just what it is. But either way, it is absolutely heartbreaking. It tears down what you thought trust was. It will redefine what trust, relationships, and love look like for you, and it will take a very long time to heal that. And sometimes you can do all the healing, but there is also a piece of that healing that happens when you get into your next relationship, where you can recognize patterns that you might have taken from your last relationship and, incorporated into this new one, like the reactions of distrust, like the overreactions when it comes to small things that, your new partner and your old partner may share, like similarities in that aspect. And then you have an overreaction to that because it brings you back to a space of distrust or, just anger. And then you express that. But the healing comes in when you're able to recognize that, call that out, and, snuff out that flame. right? Active healing is what I call it. Active healing. The internal healing happens when you break up with your old partner, you've experienced that betrayal, that internal work needs to begin. People call it shadow work. And then the active healing happens, when you're able to exercise that shadow work healing, right? It's an exercise of that kind of healing. But either way, it hurts, baby. Oh boy, oh boy. Boy, oh boy, does it hurt. And there's no excuse for it. There's no, because I don't understand it myself. If you know that you are not interested in somebody anymore, if you know that you feel like you fizzled out in this relationship, then grow some balls and fucking say that shit. All right? Grow some balls, men and women, applicable to both, and everything in between. Grow some fucking balls and say that shit. All right? Again, it's different when you bring that to light and you share where you're at. Be honest about where you're at. Have a conversation about it and then let it go. And then if you know that you are concrete, if you're the person who knows that you fizzled out in this relationship and you are concrete in that, you cannot allow yourself to be brought back into, well, I love you so much. I love you so. I understand that, but to stay in this place with you would hurt you, would continue to hurt you. And then eventually, they see the reasoning behind that. And it's just, every time I think of, I think I said it, that I've experienced being cheated on. And it will make you into an entirely new person. It will teach you things that it will destroy your naivety when it comes to relationships. It'll teach you to be a little bit more skeptical, a little more quizzical when it comes to certain things. You'll notice patterns a lot more quicker, and you'll understand things at a deeper level than you did before you had that experience. Now, I do not wish that experience on anybody. I hope you reach those levels of understanding and deeper knowledge and recognition without having to experience that. But to reach those levels is necessary in order to, build yourself and transform yourself and evolve yourself into the person who you are meant to be. But all in all, y'all, at the end of the day, dating is just different. It is different. It is not what I expected it to be when I first started dating. And it still isn't. I don't understand it. And I'm confused all the time, sometimes. All the time and sometimes, right? But I hope something changes. I hope that, people are able to get back on a wavelength of truly understanding what it means to be a partner in relationships and to really understand what a relationship takes. What it takes to build a real foundation, to build a legacy, to build the next generation, right? But that's another conversation for another time, y'all. But for now, it's another episode down, and the universe keeps talking. There's questions left, answers pending, and chaos definitely still unfolding. It's been real.